I don't
not
believe
what
this.
happened.
This
Listen
is
to me.
it was garbage.
This is
that was
not
totally out of left field in that piece. And the unnamed White House.
wasn't mine.
What do you mean it wasn't yours?
It got dropped in.
Who dropped it
my
in?
My editor and my researcher.
They dropped it
yes.
in without your
yes.
knowledge, and you're okay with that?
How do I sound?
What was the name of the researcher?
Oh,
no, the researcher's looking out for his future. He's 23 and time's a wasted. I want to give him a Lexus. What's his name?
CJ.
What's his name?
That's gonna stay between me and my boss. The researcher talked to 3 different people on background, just nuts and bolts.
Asking how many nuts and bolts doesn't get this quote.
As a matter of form, he tells them what I'm writing about. CJ, I don't know who he talked to.
I sent you to Donna when you asked...
I'm saying it wasn't necessarily Donna. I mean, in a million years, do you think, Donna?
No, but that day, yesterday, her boyfriend, Jack Reese, a Navy lieutenant commander, was reassigned from a White House position, and she was very angry about it.
Sometimes people say something to a researcher because they think they're not on the record.
They're not on the record!
No.
CJ?
Yeah.
It's Donna on the phone.
Well, this is gonna, I think, get interesting now. Yes, it's gonna get interesting. It will capture our interest. It will be written about. In English, I would think, as well as Arabic. You can say that 2 times. I suppose you can't blame Will completely.
Hi.
This is entirely your fault.
He came in the office.
You like Europe, he likes Europe. He could have talked about Europe.
That wasn't the subject.
You make it the subject. He says, here's this El Salvador speech I gave a long time ago, and you say?
I like Europe?
Yes.
Listen, something's happened.
What?
A White House aide is quoted in tomorrow's Post.
You can go in.
All right.
We're for freedom of speech everywhere. We're for freedom to worship everywhere. We're for freedom to learn for everybody. And because in our time you can build a bomb in your country and bring it to my country, what goes on in your country is very much my business. And so we are for freedom from tyranny everywhere, whether in the guise of political oppression, Toby, or economic slavery, Josh, or religious fanaticism, CJ. That most fundamental idea cannot be met with merely our support. It has to be met with our strength. Diplomatically, economically, materially. And if Pharaoh still don't free the slaves, then he gets the plagues of my cavalry, whichever gets there first. The USTR will go crazy and say that we're not considering global trade. Committee members will go crazy and say I haven't consulted enough. And the Arab world will just go indiscriminately crazy. No country has ever had a doctrine of intervention when only humanitarian interests were at stake. That streak's going to end Sunday at noon. So if you're on board with this, what I need you to do...
Comb through the language again, this time with counsel.
Carol, it's me. We're going to need new talking points for the full cabinet. No embargoed excerpts. Let's not give our critics any oxygen.
It's slim pickings.
You'll just keep standing here.
Let's make arrangements with some...
Excuse me. It is so ordered.
Thank you, Mr. President. All right, everything else off the table. What were we gonna say before?
I'm gonna be on the phone.
Danny's got a piece out tomorrow on fault lines between the White House and the Pentagon.
He writes that story twice a year.
A researcher gathering background spoke to 3 people. One of whom was Donna, because your office is one of the places that keeps breakdowns of how Pentagon staff are detailed to the White House. The researcher was given an unprompted quote, which he gave to Danny's editor, who put it in the piece.
What was the quote?
Everyone's very loyal to everyone else around here unless you wear a uniform.
I know it sounds like it was Donna because of the situation with Jack, but there's no way she gives that quote to a reporter.
She didn't think she was on the record.
There's no way Donna said that.
She did. She just called me and told me she did, which I give her credit for.
You do? Heat of the moment, bad timing. You think?
Mr. Connolly?
Yes.
I'm Donna Moss. I'm Josh Lyman's assistant. He's tied up with Mr. McGarry for just a couple more minutes. I hope you don't mind waiting.
No.
Does anybody know if it's going to rain this afternoon? They're asking me.
The paper said mid-afternoon.
So we know it won't be that. Call the Navy Yard for me, would you?
Yeah.
Donna,
Yeah.
have you seen CJ?
No, what's so funny?
Ed just got a fax from... I'm sorry. Ed just got a fax from a man named Byron Talmadge. He's the Associate Administrator for NASA's Office of Space Cadets.
Flight.
Office of Space Flight.
The OSF.
What'd the fax say?
A huge Chinese satellite is going to come crashing to Earth, and we don't know where, and we don't know when.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's right here in the fax.
A satellite is crashing to Earth and NASA sent us a fax?
Yeah.
This is for real.
Yes.
A satellite is going to crash into the Earth.
Yes.
Why are you laughing?
We thought it was funny.
I'm an assistant. What am I supposed to do with this information?
The fax was for CJ. Just give it to her when you see her.
Donna, they say it's not going to rain this afternoon.
Well, that's a relief. Josh,
Yeah.
a fax was sent to the press office from the Office of Space Flight at NASA. A Chinese satellite called Zodiac has fallen out of its orbit and will be falling to Earth at an unspecified time and place.
What are you telling me for?
What am I telling you for?
Yeah.
This giant thing is falling to Earth. They're watching it on radar. Isn't there something we do?
Like what?
Like sound the alarm? I don't know.
Sound the alarm.
There is no alarm.
There's really not. Martin?
Yes.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh, that's okay.
Come on back.
Josh,
The fax is for the press office. Give it to them.
the deputies are at breakfast and I don't know where CJ is.
Martin, you can have a seat in my office. CJ's meeting with Babish. I'll be inside.
You're not concerned about this?
No. Hey, Donna.
Hey, Charlie.
Is there anything you need?
Nope, just came in to say hi.
How you doing?
Good. So, NASA's OSF tells us that the 30th Space Wing at Vandenberg Air Force Base believes that a Chinese satellite has fallen out of its orbital flight plan. The last detection the 30th had placed it in what they call a degrading orbital path, and it's now dropped off their radar, suggesting it's begun a rapid fall towards the Earth's atmosphere.
Cool.
No, it's not. What's the matter with you people?
What'd I do?
A thing the size of a garbage truck is going to be in a 2,000-mile-an-hour free fall, and no one knows where it's going to hit.
I'm rooting for Zurich.
Charlie,
I've had it up to here with the Swiss.
You don't.
Hang on. Excuse me.
Chinese embassy won't even admit it's their satellite. We know it's their satellite. We've been looking at it for 7 years. It's like looking through a telescope and knowing Mars is Mars.
Donna, please tell me you didn't call the Chinese embassy.
I didn't call the embassy. People called the embassy. It's not like this isn't cause for concern.
That's right.
That's right. The Chinese news networks aren't reporting it because they won't admit it's happening.
Why do you suppose the American news networks aren't reporting it?
That's a fascinating question to me.
To all of us.
We didn't even know what kind of satellite it is.
Could be anything.
Communications.
That's right.
Weather.
Yep.
Could be a spy satellite.
Could have plutonium.
That's right. Plutonium?
Yeah.
Plutonium.
Well, nuclear reactors on a satellite aren't that common, but you never know.
No. I suppose you don't.
Hey, Donna.
Good evening, ma'am. Welcome back.
Thank you.
How was the trip?
Well, I got a medevac helicopter named after me. Hello. How are you?
I'm fine, but there's a giant object hurling its way toward us at a devastating velocity.
Tell me about it.
You know, Donna got hold of this fax that was sent to the press office from the OSF at NASA.
What, something falling out of the sky?
Yeah.
We get that fax once a week.
Yeah, but Donna doesn't know that. She thinks it's an emergency.
And you didn't want to tell her?
No, because the other way you get a day's worth of entertainment without leaving the office. She doesn't know that these things fall out of the sky all the time. Once every 10 days, as a matter of fact. Since the first year we started putting man-made objects in space, 17,000 have come back, and remarkably, not one person has been hit. So I suppose there's an argument to be made that we're due.
Yeah. Pick me right up there, Josh.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is the pilot still alive?
He had an ACES 200 ejector seat on board.
NATO command in Brussels says the Aegis systems on the North Dakota picked up a tracking signal in the Foul Peninsula, south of Basra.
He's in the middle of nowhere.
Who else is out there?
The 4th Corps of the Iraqi RG would patrol the area.
Somebody's within 10 miles of the pilot.
Our guy is 10 miles from the 4th Corps of the Iraqi Republican Guard.
It's a matter of who gets there first.
Fitz, you got a rescue scenario?
Yeah. The 16th Special Operations Group out of Hurlburt Field.
They use the Pave Hawks.
And the MH-53J.
These are specially equipped helicopters. They fly treetop altitude at about 180 knots.
Mr. President, can I suggest that rather than jumping into a military rescue plan,
please.
that a phone call to Iraqi ambassador...
Phil, you want to check with the embassy?
I'm saying, Leo, that 3 hours spent on diplomatic solutions...
I'll tell you what, Phil. How about I drop you and your $47 million American warplane that's already been picked up by Iraqi radar in the middle of a desert? Then you tell me if we've got 3 hours to find a diplomatic solution before we come get you.
What's his name?
No, I'm sorry, sir.
The pilot, what's his name?
Captain Scott Hotchkiss.
Where's he from?
Rhode Island.
How old is he?
26.
Rob told me in my intelligence briefing last week that the Iraqi government's put out a bounty, the equivalent of $14,000 US, for any American plane shot down or any American soldier captured. Now, he was just patrolling the no-fly zone, right?
Yes, sir.
He had not engaged.
No, sir.
Phil, if it ends up Fitzwallace has to call this kid's parents, I swear to God, I'm invading Baghdad. Get him back.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. A U.S. Air Force F-117A Nighthawk stealth fighter attack aircraft flying a routine patrol out of Al Jaber Air Force Base in Kuwait was shot down over the southern no-fly zone in Iraq. At this point, we don't know the condition of the pilot. We do know the plane carries an ACES 200 ejector seat and that it was activated. General Richmond and General Clancy will talk more about that in a moment.
CJ!
Danny!
Is there a rescue mission underway?
Obviously, there are a number of scenarios being contemplated, but I wouldn't want to speculate. We have been in touch with the Iraqi government, and the president is looking for a diplomatic solution.
There have been no military moves.
No. CJ! Chris.
Charlie? Sir. Mr. President?
Fitz, do you have any news at all?
Actually, I think I'm going to have something in just a minute. They'll put the call through here.
Okay.
You mind if I wait with you, sir?
No.
How you feeling?
I feel fine.
Yeah?
Yeah, I feel fine.
The eagle on the seal in the carpet. In one talon, he's holding arrows, and in the other, an olive branch. Most of the time, the eagle is facing the olive branch, but when Congress declares war, the eagle faces the arrows. How did he do that? Do you think they've got a second carpet sitting around in the basement someplace?
I don't know.
Maybe this piece in the middle cuts out and they do it like a basketball court.
I honestly don't know, Fitz.
Excuse me, Chairman. That's your call, the blinking light.
Thank you. I'll stop bugging you in just a minute, Mr. President. Yeah. Thanks. Mr. President, I have Captain Scott Hotchkiss on the phone. He's cleared Iraqi airspace, and he's on his way to Tel Aviv.
Fitz.
Congratulations, sir.
The kid's all right?
He's got a sprained ankle.
Well, that's a job awfully well done, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I owe you one.
No, that's not how it
All the
works.
same, I'm going to check out that thing with the carpet.
Talk to the pilot.
Seriously, I'm going to get an answer for you on that. Captain Hotchkiss, this is President Bartlet. How's your ankle? Good. Before you say another word, give me your parents' phone number. I never get to make this call.
CJ,
I saw it.
it's a death threat.
It's not a big deal.
You sure?
Yeah. Don't tell anybody, okay? I don't want a lot of production.
All right.
Thanks.
Josh, can you come in here and look at this, please?
Donna?
Look at what?
CJ's email.
Call Frank Tenney downstairs. Tell him I want to talk to him right away.
Yeah. You take this seriously?
Yeah, it's a death threat, CJ. I take it seriously. I had some experience with this.
Ron?
CJ, Frank Tenney spoke to me this morning.
Yeah, Josh made me see him yesterday. He filed everything he was supposed to file.
Can I see the message?
It's just, you know, it's what it is.
Could you type in your password? Have you checked your email yet today?
I just got here.
Okay, he sent another one at 5:20 this morning. Have you had cyber threats before?
Not explicitly.
And Agent Tenney says that you don't recognize the sender's address.
No.
Have you had a bad breakup with a boyfriend lately?
God, Ron, I haven't had a boyfriend and I get a lot of hate mail. After the president, I'm the single most visible person in the federal government. Every day I'm on TV, and every day exactly half the people are going to disagree with you, and some of those people are going to hate you, and some of those people are going to write letters.
Yeah, this isn't hate mail. This is a death threat. Can I use your computer for a second?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna need to take your hard drive.
Why?
I just used traceroute tools and the server and the IP address don't match. The address was invented to disguise the origin.
In my briefing yesterday, I made some remarks about a situation in Saudi Arabia. I may have gone too far. I was thinking about apologizing and...
Yeah, this doesn't have anything to do with that.
What do you mean?
Muslim extremists don't get personal. They don't know your name, they don't care. They don't want one person, they want dozens or hundreds. That's why they don't use bullets. Killing one person is a waste of a bomb. He wants you. Why doesn't he want me? Someone will be by in a few minutes to get your hard drive, and we're intercepting all your emails from the address. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks. Good morning, Mr. President.
You're going to get Secret Service protection, but I can't order it unless you sign this piece of paper. So sign this piece of paper.
Sir, can I ask why you feel it's
Because
necessary
Ron
that
says it is, and around here we do whatever Ron says.
Well, I think it might be an overreaction.
Good for you. With all your years of training and experience in sniffing out crime, your opinion really carries a lot of weight with me.
I don't want to appear fragile.
Are you kidding?
Sir?
We're talking about one bodyguard. I have 12, and that's before I leave the house. You ever count the number of guns that come along with me when Abby and I take in a play at the Kennedy Center? Do I seem fragile to you?
No, sir.
Then?
You're also not a woman in a man's job. To say nothing of the fact that you're required by law to be protected by the Treasury Department. You don't have a choice. And frankly, sir, you and I both know that you've scored points frequently with the public and with the press by shrugging off your Secret Service and doing whatever, going to a bookstore.
I don't care.
Sir...
I don't care. You're part of my family, and this thing is happening, and I simply won't permit it. Sign the piece of paper.
Look...
Let me tell you something. The last time a member of my staff got a death threat, they missed him and hit me.
Ron, is there any evidence at all that this guy... Look, I work in the White House. Everybody knows that. But is there any evidence to suggest that... Where did you get these?
Today's email.
That's me leaving my house on Monday. This one's at a restaurant where I had dinner with my niece.
Morning, ma'am. Staff Sergeant Kelty. This is Sergeant Wolitzer.
Is everything all right?
Sure is. May we?
It's 5:30.
5:26 on mine. I'm going to use this chair here.
We couldn't do this at my office?
According to our logs, you usually exit the building here.
Right.
All right, you may find it's easier to head out the west gate now. It's closer for your parking. I mean, you're going to have to time that, but in the event of a situation, we'll need you to exit here. Miss Craig?
I'm listening. What kind of situation?
A nuclear attack?
Are we expecting one?
Well, any attack, but nuclear is going to top the list. So you'll exit here directly to Marine 1. You'll sit at S5 behind the president to the left the NSA, and they'll evacuate you to your secure location.
Okay.
If there's a situation in your home, we'll ask that you make your way with all due haste to this field off Denville Road. It's about a mile to the south.
A field.
Pasture, more like.
I'll be standing with cows.
A couple of horses is all, and they'll scoot out the way as soon as the copter shows up. It won't be more than 3 minutes from code call to liftoff.
Excuse me.
Morning.
No.
Sorry. Agents DeCastro and Shea, they will be...
I do not need a Secret Service detail.
They'll give you a wide berth.
Could we please discuss this?
Not really. Have you got a spare room or a basement or something? They're gonna need a place to sleep.
You're not waiting, right?
I just knocked. You okay?
In the event of an emergency, I stand in a field with a cow and wait to be airlifted.
Hey,
Morning,
there
sir.
she is.
Good morning, Mr. President.
You excited?
Absolutely. Berlin's your first call. They're angling for a piece of the Baltic shipping deal. We can't make it happen.
Look at that. Hit the ground running.
I won't be in the security briefing. I've got paperwork with the CIA, but NSC will get me up to speed.
Sky's falling, damage estimate to follow.
Yes, sir.
You're going to be great at this.
Thank you, Mr. President.
She's going to be great.
Is she nervous?
No, she looks fine.
Oh, that's good. I'd be apoplectic.
Let's keep it light today. Anything you can, hold till next week.
Already on it.
Check the hospital, see if Leo's up to a phone call.
This is Elroy. He brings the briefing books. You guys are going to be friends.
These are this week's?
These are today's.
Ready?
I told Josh to be there in case you need backup. He probably forgot.
I don't need backup.
Just try to keep tight rein. I'm not the story. Leo's not the story.
I know. Camp David's a story. Stop worrying.
Yeah, that. Good morning. This will be my last briefing as White House Press Secretary. Toby Ziegler will be filling in until the president names a replacement. I'll ask you to please be kind to him, and if you can't be kind, at least speak slowly. These past 6 years working for this exceptional group of journalists, I'm sorry, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Thank you. After bypass surgery at Bethesda Naval Hospital 36 hours ago, I'm relieved to announce that Leo McGarry is in stable condition and headed for a full recovery. Though he will always be a very valuable part of this administration, he will not be returning to his post. I am therefore pleased and terribly proud to announce that, effective immediately, the position of White House Chief of Staff will be filled by Claudia Jean Craig. Congratulations.
Peacekeepers.
I do not have an answer.
Can you point us towards the subject you're commenting on?
Can you find out where counsel put the DOD analysis?
CJ Craig's role will be the same as Leo McGarry. Title, parking spot.
Gym membership.
She's not coming into this with any kind of national security experience.
The president has a flock of
National security professionals prepared to address his questions.
and the chief of staff.
But we're about to stage a military action that'll
Yeah,
have
military incursion into the most entrenched conflict on the planet.
CJ Craig's not the only one working without a net.
No.
Every confidence.
You just said nobody has experience with this kind of military incursion.
The Pentagon has experience, as do the Joint Chiefs of Staff and the NSC. But in the event they all lose their way, the president can always send CJ Craig to Ramallah to swat at suicide bombers with her purse.
Nobody policy portfolio?
Oh, good Lord.
My purse! Paige Carroll, get him the hell out of there!
Who has the quote?
I got the president can send C.J. Craig to Ramallah to swat at suicide bombers with her purse.
Good morning, Carol.
Morning, Carol.
Good morning, Sam. It's 8:15.
We'll do messages in a minute.
You got lost on your way to work.
Don't make fun of me.
I wouldn't worry about that.
I didn't sleep much last night.
How much did you sleep?
None, not at all.
None, not at all.
Sam?
I am today particularly excited about you being the spokesperson for the president.
Let me ask you something. I was talking yesterday to a reporter who's new in the room, and he asked me a question, and in my answer, let me ask you something.
CJ,
Yeah,
you know you haven't asked me anything yet, right?
yeah. Yeah, listen, never mind.
CJ?
Seriously, forget about it.
What was your question?
The two of you, come take a walk with me.
What's going on?
I wanted to tell you this out where there were people so you wouldn't scream about it.
Scream about what?
The woman who was on Capitol Beat with Sam Sunday night.
What about her?
I'm offering her a job.
Where?
Here.
Are you kidding?
No.
Are you kidding?
No.
Are you kidding?
No.
Well, what the hell made you think I wouldn't scream when there are people?
I took a shot.
Leo!
Outside.
Leah,
Yeah.
she's here.
Good.
Should I send her in?
Yeah.
You want me to stay here
Why?
in case something should happen?
What would that be, exactly?
I'll bring her in.
Thank you. Ainsley,
Mr. McGarry.
Leo's fine.
Yes, sir.
Were you offered coffee or something to drink?
Yes, the woman who works out there, who I imagine is your secretary, offered me coffee or a soft drink.
Okay, so...
She was also kind enough to ask for my coat.
Excellent.
She seems to be a very good secretary.
Well, she'll be happy to hear that. She's standing right outside the door.
Ow.
So, I have to tell you, I've never seen Sam Seaborn get beat the way you beat him on Monday.
Yes, well, Mr. McGarry.
Leo?
Yes, sir. I've been thinking about that ever since your office called me on Tuesday, and I have something to say on my own behalf. If you'll permit me a moment to say it, and I understand if you won't, but I would really appreciate it if you did.
I didn't really follow that, but whatever.
I think that it is wrong for a man in your position to summon someone to the White House to reprimand them for voicing opposition. I think that that is wrong, and it is inappropriate. It's inappropriate, and I'll tell you what else.
It's wrong.
Yes.
That's fine, except you weren't summoned here to be reprimanded.
Well, then if you'll permit me, why was I summoned?
You have an interesting conversational style, you know that?
It's a nervous condition.
I used to have a nervous condition.
How did yours manifest itself?
I drank a lot of scotch.
I get sick when I drink too much.
I get drunk when I drink too much.
Well, Mr. McGarry.
Leo?
Yes, sir. I'll ask again, for what purpose was I brought here today?
So I could offer you a job.
I'm asking because I do not think that it is fair that I be expected to play the role of the mouse to the White House's cat in the game of, you know the game.
Cat and mouse?
Yes. And it's not like I'm not, you know. The fact that I may not look like some of the other Republicans who have crossed your path does not mean that I am any less inclined toward...
Here it comes.
Did you say offer me a job?
Yes. Associate White House Counsel. You'd report to the Deputy White House Counsel, who reports to the White House Counsel, who reports to me.
I'm sorry. A job in this White House?
You want a glass of scotch?
Yes, please.
Honest with you, I didn't even know we had offices down here.
That bodes well for me.
I wonder what else we got down here.
Bats, possibly?
Room 442 is what we're looking for. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it any second now.
You really didn't need to take me down here.
There's no way you'd find it yourself.
You're the White House Chief of Staff. You shouldn't be.
Don't worry about it. 442, where the hell is it?
You've been really decent to me, Leo. I want to thank you for that.
Kid, the others are gonna come around.
No, they won't.
See, you gotta remember that the people you're talking about live their lives under siege, 24 hours, every day, at a time in their lives where they're trying with all their might to do good. You're in their foxhole. Sam Seaborn had this innocent relationship with a girl. Bam, here comes the enemy. I'm a recovering alcoholic. Bam. Radio, TV, magazines, cameras in front of my house. People shouting at my daughter at the ball game. Editorials, op-eds. He's a drunk. He's dangerous. He should resign.
I wrote one of those op-ed pieces.
I know. It's right over here. 442. It's written down here, this is the steam pipe trunk distribution venue.
I'm working in the steam pipe trunk distribution venue?
No, you're working in your office.
Well, thank you for the help.
Hey. Hey,
Hey,
did you talk to Steve Joyce and Mark Brookline?
yes, I did.
See, I was told you were just going to be working the majority counsel's office, which I wasn't wild about to begin with, but it's my understanding I'd be talking to Brookline and Joyce, seeing as how they work for me.
I was taking initiative.
Well, wasn't that spunky of you?
Sam, do you think there's any chance that you could be rude to me tomorrow? Tomorrow is Saturday. I will be here. You can call me and be rude by phone, or you can stop by and do it in person. Because I think if I have to endure another disappointment today from this place that I have worshipped, I am going to lose it. So if you could wait until tomorrow, I would appreciate it.
Anyway, the jury returned a $7 million. I'll be back in just a second, okay? Ainsley? Look, can I talk to you for a minute? All of us really trying to say, who did this? Who did this?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
Don't worry
Who
about
sent
it.
you this?
Don't worry about
Ainsley?
it. Sam,
How did your meeting end up going with Brookline and Joyce?
it went great, Sam. I talked to them for a couple of minutes, and I think that... Sam!
Did anybody order a pizza? And if they didn't, could they do it now?
You know what, guys? When I write something, I sign my name. Here, I'll show you.
Sam!
You have any idea how big of a harassment suit you just exposed us to? She works here. Which is more than I can say for either one of you. You're fired. S. Seaborn.
Sam, I don't know who you think you are around here, but you can't fire us.
Oh, yes, he can. Leave here and don't ever come back. It's time for both of you to write your book now.
So your friend couldn't come tonight?
By friend, of course, you were talking about
Your special friend.
Sam, does she mean
my special friend.
What special friend?
his special friend that Zoe can't know about?
The hooker.
Okay, she's not a hooker. She's a call girl. And how do you know about this?
Mallory told me.
How does Mallory know about that?
I told her.
You told our boss's daughter that you slept with a call girl?
I didn't know she was Leo's daughter at the time. I thought she was a school teacher who came in with her class.
So you thought you were telling a complete stranger that you slept with a call girl?
Accidentally. Slept with the call girl, Mallory. Is your father know?
No.
Zoe? Does your father know?
Not yet.
Oh, so this is gonna be a thing.
Zoe and I have decided that it's time we start collecting IOUs.
She didn't bring my grasshopper.
She didn't?
No.
Maybe she just felt really stupid ordering it.
The grasshopper is a perfectly respectable...
I'll get it.
I'll get it.
I want to see them make it. Could you hold these?
What?
It's just lipstick and stuff. My panic button ruins the line of my outfit.
Got it.
It's called the grasshopper.
Straight up.
Make sure they make it extra thick and green. What is a panic button?
Oh, you don't want to know. I've seen it in action.
The president is a very protective father.
So you having a good time tonight?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Seems like you're not really having a good time.
He's having a good time. Well, you think they know I don't go to college? Who?
All these people.
Charlie, you're twice as smart as anyone in the room.
Yeah, but I don't go to college.
Relax. See, you keep telling him to relax with a sense of urgency. I just want to make sure he's having a good time tonight. He's having a good time. You relax. Not being urgent.
Yeah, what am I gonna do?
Hey.
Hey.
Hi. What's your name?
What?
I said, what's your name?
You're kidding, right?
Hey, you just asked him for your name.
Wait. Why don't we guess your name? All right?
Sure.
All right, because I bet we can guess it. I wouldn't say that there was urgency in my voice. I was simply asking if he was having a good time and suggesting that if he relaxed...
Maybe if you stop pestering him like you're his great Aunt Ida.
Excuse me a second.
You know what I'm saying?
It's Cassandra.
Cassandra?
You're gonna guess it. You just ruined it.
Is everything all right, Zoe?
Hey, you just called her Zoe.
Come on, let's go back to the table.
Whoa. What's up, Sammy?
Zoe?
Whoa, excuse me. Hey, we're trying to buy a girl a drink here, man.
She's 19 years old, man. You'd have to take her to Maryland.
Check out Superfly.
Let's go.
No? Why don't you go, all right?
Look, guys, you don't know who this is. You don't want any trouble. Be cool, all right?
Be cool.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm looking out for you.
I know what you're saying. You just want me to be cool, all right?
Let me buy you guys around.
Like LL Cool J, man. Like Ice-T.
Ice Cube, Ice Tray, man.
Why must you mock a perfectly natural, brotherly
I'm not mocking it, Josh. I'm saying maybe if you left the young man alone. Josh?
I know.
Why don't you do some of that hip-hop for us, G-Funk? Dr. Huffy Puffy Dread, man. Dr. Doolittle, man.
Would you let us by, please?
You know, no. You know, what are you doing here with this girl? Huh? Because you know what, to me, you look to be Dr.
What the hell's going on around here?
Who the hell are you?
Kiss my ass, Zoe.
I'm fine.
Kiss your what, Fairy Poppins?
Charlie, everything's fine.
Hey, you want to go?
What?
You want to go? Let's do it right now.
How's
Come on.
everybody doing?
Oh, good. More fairy boys.
Excuse me?
I said more fairy boys.
Oh, this is too good to be true.
Hey, I recognize this guy. Yeah, and she looks familiar, too.
Yeah, you guys don't realize it, but you're having a pretty bad night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who's going to give it to us, huh?
Federal agent! Federal agent!
Go. Let's go.
Right here.
All right.
Shut up! I swear to God, I'll blow your head off. Everybody stand back.
No, I ain't done with you, Sammy.
My name is Charlie Young, jackass. And if that bulge in your pocket's an 8-ball will blow, you spend his spring break in a federal prison.
Yeah.
Now I'm having a good time. Well, my work here is done.
CJ, you Stu Winkle on one.
Stu, this is CJ Craig at the White House. Stu?
Oh my God, it's really you, isn't it?
It is. And I saw you have a new column, and I think it's terrific. And everyone here at the White House wishes you a lot of luck.
You are the classiest thing for calling me.
Well,
You are the classiest thing. You're my hero, CJ. Your brilliance and your sense of humor and your clothes.
thank you.
The evening gowns, who makes them for you? Do not tell me you buy off the rack, I'll kill you.
Well, I'm a girl on a budget.
Oh, don't try that on me.
No, really.
Oh, yeah, like the party at the Japanese embassy. You were wearing a dress from Saks.
Stu, I wanted to get you a direct answer to that NASA commission question that Ralph Gish and Katie brought me this morning. It was the Defense Department and not the White House who classified the report. Stu?
Well, that makes perfect sense. I didn't mind. It sounded crazy enough, but what do I know? So you gotta run these things down. Oh, you know, I know you have all the free time in the world, but it would be great if we could get together for a quick coffee one day, and I'll tell you why. You may find this hard to believe, but before I got into this lighter stuff, I was a serious journalist. I don't mean boring serious, but you know, the more than the bold dame celebrity fluff. The embarrassing thing is I was so green, I spent thousands of dollars getting a J school sheepskin from Columbia. Of course, that and the Metro card will get you right on the subway, right? And then after that, I spent 2 years getting people's coffee at Town and Country before I realized I was better off getting real-life experiences in the trenches. So I freelanced my butt off. I wrote about AIDS orphans, Mississippi flood victims, a series on homeless teenagers, race riots at rural colleges in the Midwest, and I felt good about myself. But you know what? That stuff pays the same amount per word as if I sat down with Angela Movie Star for an hour and just let the tape recorder transcribe her blathering about her latest boyfriend and what the rest of her new role is. And somebody else gets the prize-winning investigation nursing home scandal. I need to maximize the amount I can make per hour. But now that I've been doing this for, geez, gosh, I don't know, what has it been, 10 years already? I really want to use this position as opposed to get my toes back into real deep water, you know.
Stu, thank you very much. I'm sorry, I have to go.
Well, I cannot tell you how glad.
Carol?
Yeah.
I need to see Josh and Toby, and Joe needs to see the vice president.
I'm Charlie Young. What is your name?
It's Claire. It's Claire. It's Claire Hall.
Claire Huddle, Mr. President.
It turns out it has to go to the Secretary of State. There's a law. It's 3 U.S.C. 20. It goes to the Secretary of State, but we'll take care of it. Why did you take a cab?
My car wouldn't start.
I'm sorry?
My car wouldn't start.
You know what's in here. It's okay.
Zoe's secure.
Get her again.
She wasn't hit, sir.
Get her on the radio, please.
Sir, she can't talk right now.
Why can't she talk?
She's vomiting in the car. It happens, sir. We'll be
Why
there.
is she vomiting?
It happens. It could be shock.
Ron.
She might have gotten an elbow in the
Gina
stomach.
with her?
Gina put her in the car.
She's not with her.
She's got 2 other agents in the car. She's got Mike and Fred, sir. They're going to have her back in the White House.
Why isn't Gina in the car?
Gina put Zoe in the car, then stayed behind for the ID agent. Mr. President, please.
Is anybody dead back there?
We don't know. We don't think so.
What happened to your hand?
I got hit.
Oh, God. Coop, turn around. We got to go to the hospital.
We've got to get you to the
We're
White
going to the hospital. Let's go.
I have to put you inside the White House, Mr. President. This isn't something we discussed.
This is... My daughter is throwing up on the floor in the car behind us. You're losing blood by the liter, not to mention God knows how many broken bones you got in your hand. But let's make sure that I'm tucked in bed before we do anything.
Mr. President. TW! Move! Move! Move!
Left side neurovascular center.
She's stable. It is 4x4. I'm really fine.
Secondary call.
I hit my head on the ground.
No LOC?
Somebody put me down.
Are you CJ Craig?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what day it is?
Still Monday.
Okay, CJ, you're more shaken up than anything else. I don't think you're gonna need stitches, but you can find some place to lie down.
Is the president dead?
I wouldn't know anything about that.
You all right?
What?
Are you all right?
Where's the president?
He's on his way back to the White House. So is Zoe. They just put Leo in a car. You all right?
Somebody put me down.
Gina!
Can't talk right now. Gina Toscano.
Tommy Joe.
Be the ID agent.
Yeah.
2 shooters in that window. We got them both from the roof, but there was a signal.
There was somebody on the ground?
White male, 20, 25, maybe 5'10".
What else?
He's wearing a baseball cap.
What kind of cap?
Maybe he got knocked off in the crowd.
What kind of cap?
I don't know.
Fix the perimeter. Close the airport. Shut them down. I want the Harbor Patrol and the Coast Guard. Stevie! Paul! Josh! Josh?
Hey, Charles, are you okay? Yeah, have you seen Josh? He got in the car with Leo. No, we didn't. Shanahan got in with Leo. Josh didn't get in the car.
Can we get some help?
Yeah, stay right there. Josh, can you hear me shouting for you? You know where the hell you...
I need a doctor! I need help!
Andrew Jackson, in the main foyer of his White House, had a big block of cheese.
Huh.
I am making a mental list of those who were snickering, and even as I speak, I am preparing appropriate retribution. The block of cheese was huge, over 2 tons. And it was there for any and all who might be hungry.
Leo, wouldn't this time be better spent plotting a war against a country that can't possibly defend itself against us?
We can do that later, Toby. Right now, I'm talking about President Andrew Jackson.
Actually, right now, you're talking about a big block of cheese.
And Sam goes on my list.
What about Toby?
I'm unpredictable. Jackson wanted the White House to belong to the people, so from time to time, he opened his doors to those who wished an audience.
And then he locked the doors behind him and made them eat 2 tons of cheese.
It is in that spirit...
Hang on. Mandy doesn't go on the list?
Mandy's new.
So it's just me alone on the list?
Yes. It is in the spirit of Andrew Jackson that I, from time to time, ask senior staff to have face-to-face meetings with those people representing organizations who have a difficult time getting our attention. I know the more jaded among you see this as something rather beneath you. But I assure you that listening to the voices of passionate Americans is beneath no one. And surely not the people's servants.
Sorry we're late. Is it total crackpot day again?
Yes, it is.
And let us please note that Josh does not go on the list.
Actually, you've got a thing right now.
Yeah, no, I told him.
Margaret, hand out those appointments, would you?
You are from United States Space Command.
Yeah, not a lot of people know about us.
This is my first time.
We're a little nerdy, I'll admit.
You camouflage it well with your clothing.
I'm used to that, Sam.
What can I do for you, Bob?
In a nutshell,
so to speak,
we'd like the White House to pay a little more attention to UFOs.
Are we paying any attention at all right now?
No.
Thank God. Like we don't have enough trouble with the First Lady and her Ouija board.
I would like you to show the President some data we've collected on some possible extraterrestrial contact.
I really can't do that.
May I ask why not?
Because the President will either yell at me or laugh at me. Either way, it won't work out well for me.
This morning at 6:35 a.m. local time, air traffic control in Honolulu picked up an unidentified flying object flying east across the Pacific towards California. Air Force and Navy jets have been in the area for hours and have been unable to establish visual contact. These things happen and go unexplained. You don't think this is something you should take to the President?
No.
Again, may I ask why not?
Because there are levels in an order to our Air Defense Command, and to jump from a radar officer to the Commander-in-Chief would skip several of those levels.
Like what?
Like the Pentagon and, you know, perhaps therapy.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Bob, no hard feelings, but I can't walk into the cabinet room and ask the President to put down the budget surplus because there are flying saucers over Maui.
Something's heading east in the sky over the Pacific. It's in and out of our radar. We can't see it, and it's up there right now. I leave you with that thought.
It's been good meeting with you, and I hope that you don't feel that you've wasted your time. I leave you with this pen.
Story of Pluie.
Who's Pluie?
I'm glad you asked.
That's Pluie.
Yes.
Chloe's a wolf,
Yeah, she is.
and you're going to tell me her story?
Jerry.
For 4 years, scientists have tracked Pluie as she made her way from Banff National Park in Alberta up and down the Rockies. In that time, she's made 3 round trips between Canada and Wyoming, covering 40,000 square miles.
We think you'll admit it was a pretty impressive performance for Pluie, especially when you consider the impediments of modern life she had to conquer. Highways, housing, forests denuded of trees.
Not to mention the U.S.-Canadian border.
Sure, because no photo ID.
I'm sorry?
That was a joke.
Why does Pluie make the trek? Because wolves have to breed with many packs in order to keep from becoming extinct.
Really?
If they breed among themselves, they'll eventually produce offspring that's genetically weaker, thus endangering their long-term survival.
That helps explain Buckingham Palace.
May we tell you what we propose?
Sure.
The wolves-only roadway.
The wolves-only roadway?
1,800 miles from Yellowstone to the Yukon Territory, complete with highway overpasses and no cattle grazing.
An 1,800-mile wolves-only roadway?
Pluie, you'll recall, had to...
Hang on. How are you going to teach wolves to follow road signs?
Our scientists are working on a plan.
Yeah, but in the meantime, Pluie's going to get drunk and wander off the wolves-only road and end up eating my cat.
We both going to the ONDCP briefing?
No, we're going in here.
Gee, Toby, people are going to talk.
I'm curious. It wouldn't be for the obvious reason, would it?
What's the obvious reason?
You're a conservative. Maybe you'd love to see him stay on the bench. A liberal icon reduced to a quivering mass of octogenarian confusion.
Hold on.
Hanging on till he can be replaced by a paleo-Republican. Constitution's a living document. You stick to it like it's a boilerplate lease.
You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Okay.
Every year, he likes to hire a conservative clerk to argue with. And arguing with him helped me clarify the things I believe in. And one of those things is an independent court, above party or interest.
He has memory lapses. Drifts during oral arguments.
He has his good and bad
Associate
days.
justices are already postponing decisions, holding over important cases, going behind his back to assign opinions.
You don't know that.
Yeah, I do. There's no one else left, Joe. He's outlived his wife. His son shot down over Hanoi. It's just his clerks like you.
You can't do anything.
Let's go over there together right now, you and me.
To the hospital?
He'll see you. You tell me he's okay, and I'll call off the vultures.
Hey, Lisa, you catch the night shift?
6 to midnight. Steve's coming in to handle the overnights.
This is Toby Ziegler. Toby, this is Lisa Zimmer, one of the justice's clerks.
Sure, I've seen you on Crossfire. I hope you won't be offended, Mr. Ziegler, but we're keeping it to family only. You know, friends, colleagues.
I just came along to keep Joe company. I saw a coffee cart down the lobby. You want anything? I'm good. Lisa, I'll be downstairs when you're done.
So?
I don't know what they've told you, but he always bounces back. Joe. He always does.
Sir? Mr. Chief Justice?
Joe? I gave him the president's regards. What'd he say? How is he? Was he coherent?
You know why I didn't want it to spread that I used to clerk for him? Because I knew that someday somebody like you would come up to me and ask me to do something like this.
So he's all right?
You guys, you think it's all a game. You're treating the court like it's Tammany Hall gone national.
Your side does it better. Pushing neoconservatives in swaddling clothes, hoping they don't grow a conscience, let alone a meager understanding of jurisprudence.
Maybe we could all do it better. But there is such a thing called judicial independence. A lifetime appointment. He's still alive, so he gets to decide when it's time.
What did he say? Or can he even speak?
He's fine, Toby. He was up, joking. He'll be back in chambers in a couple of days.